Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Please be joined by Luke Warhurst. It's been a while since you've been on here. How are you?
It has. I've been good, man. It's been an up and down past, 2 seasons, but life has been good. I'm very fortunate to be in school here at the University of Michigan. So I've been keeping busy. I've been keeping busy. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. So, for people that might not know, remind the audience and maybe just introduce yourself and tell everybody what you do.
Yeah. So I'm a grassroots racer. I race, asphalt modifieds with the Midwest Modified Tour and now the NASCAR Advance Auto Parts Weekly Series. We race, all around the Midwest, but primarily Birch Run Speedway, Owasso Speedway in Michigan. We're going to Berlin this weekend.
Yep.
Should be fun. And yeah, Indiana, we go race at Winchester. We're racing Toledo, Jennerstown, maybe Pensacola at the end of this year. But yeah, we just, local, low budget, crew, and it's a lot of fun. I love these cars and they're really exciting. So everyone should definitely check them out. They're hard to drive. There's not a lot of tire. There's a lot of power. They're a lot of fun. So
Yeah. So what do you race?
so the modified itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, you think of, I think a lot of people when they hear modified, they might think of the East Coast NASCAR
Yeah.
modifieds.
Yeah.
It's a little, those have big tires. It's a little different than that. Same idea, open wheels, but, it's like, you can go to my Instagram or Facebook, look up Luke Warriors, you probably find it and see a picture, or look up Midwest Modified. But it's an IMCA style car rather than that NASCAR style, and we run on 8-inch slicks. And yeah, there's not a lot of tire, and there's about maybe 600 horsepower, and just a lot of fun, man. I mean, they're probably the most competitive. I'd say I'm biased, right? Obviously,
Yeah.
but I'd say it's the most competitive, division in the Midwest. I mean, obviously you got late models, and Berlin's got a good late model contingent. But I mean, CRA, that, that's the big time, but the car count's kind of been down. And this year with the modifieds, we got weekly races are 2,500 to win. We got a race, it's 21,000 to win at Birch Run in June, that, it's going to get guys from Canada, West Coast, East Coast, down south, everywhere. And I mean, there's going to be 60, 70 cars there. So, I
What's
mean, it's super competitive, and, I like that. I think it makes me a better driver, just because, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. So,
right?
yeah, it's definitely fun to compete against guys. And like, there's guys who've raced late models for years, and now they're coming over to race the modifieds and all that. So it's really competitive.
Yeah. So you're going to Berlin this weekend. What's the plan now? What is your plan for this season?
Yeah. So last year, so in 2021, we won Rookie of the Year. And it was good. Didn't race a bunch, raced like maybe 10, 11 races, had some top fives, ran up front, led some laps. It was good. Had good help and all that. And then last year we kind of, you know, life happens, people get busy, things change, and didn't really have much help. It was just me. And my story is that I don't come from a racing family. I my dad was a track coach,
Right.
and like my mom's not in really a car family or anything like that. So I didn't grow up around it like a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to do it. And so really my whole career has just been like really lucky that I meet someone and they're like, yeah, I want to help you. I want to give you a shot in this car. I'll crew chief you and teach you how it works and all that. And yeah, so, I'm always trying to learn how to do it all on my own. But until then, it's just crucial that you have good crew help, people that know what they're doing. And we had that, but yeah, it's just kind of, people get busy, and I didn't have a lot of help last year and was trying to do it on my own. And it was just a disaster. I mean, we'd break every race. We just didn't have good setups. Like it was not good. And then Dennis Berry, Michigan Motorsports Hall of Famer. His son Trevor races in our divisions, raced a bunch of different stuff. And they, called me and were like, "Hey, we see kind of struggling. What would you think of, coming over to us and, we teach you what we do and we set your car up and crew chief you and we go to the races together and kind of make a little team here." And I was like, that would be awesome. So, they started Barry Racing Development, and that's us. That's me in the 12 car and Trevor in his red 37. And since then it's been awesome. Last fall we ran 4 races together and finished at a few top fives and got a win. And it was a B main win, but
Yeah.
a win nonetheless. Transferred, right? Had a good run the A, and yeah, like it was really successful. And I was like, wow, okay, finally. Like I was getting kind of discouraged, like I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep racing and doing this, but they really helped me out, and it's been a lot of fun working with them. So this year I'm fully with them, and we're gonna race we had 25 races scheduled. 2 of them have already been rained out.
Yeah.
So we're down to 23. But yeah, we start Berlin this weekend. It's a challenging track. But all the best of the best have raced there and won there. So I got 30 minutes of practice to figure it out, and then we qualify, and we got to be top 16. There's like 30 something cars entered. So gonna have to figure it out quick, but we can. I mean, Dennis, he's a legend. He knows his stuff. He's got like hundreds of wins, and he's raced in ARCA a little bit. So he knows his stuff, and it's just a matter of me figuring it out. I've been doing watching a lot of old videos and stuff and just trying to figure out how to get around the place, but it'll be fun. It'll be a good year. Birch Run Speedway will mostly be Owasso Speedway. Exciting things going on there. If anyone's watching this in the area, go check it out. I've been trying to get Casey here to come out to a race. We'll get him to one soon, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. Just, it's nice to have a lot of good quality tracks locally. Don't have to spend all that money on travel.
Oh yeah, for sure. So let's kind of go into like what are some of the tracks you are going to be going to this year? I know you mentioned, with Bertrand and Nawaso and all that. What else are you going to be going to?
Yeah, we're gonna be running at obviously, like you said, Bertrand and Owasso primarily, but then we'll have some one-off races with the Midwest Tour at Berlin, Flat Rock, potentially. We'll see about that. Toledo, Winchester. Don't think we're going to run Jennerstown. We were going to go run Jennerstown, Pennsylvania, but I think the key is going to be get ready for this big 21,000 to win race. And, you're going to have to be dialed because there's going to be guys from everywhere all over. I feel like that qualifying, it's going to be like snowball derby qualifying,
Oh, yeah.
everyone is just, elbows up, get everything you can, and then worry about the race later. Just make sure you're in the show. So, yeah, no, it's going to be a fun year. Might go to Five Flags in December. I'd like to. Why not?
Derby.
Not
Yeah.
doing anything. Going to be taking the fall off from school just to focus on, racing and all that, and then go back in the winter and spring. So I got nothing going on first week of December. Might as well go down there and check it out and, you know,
Yeah.
see how we do.
But you're also getting a marketing. You're going to Michigan for I think a marketing degree.
Yeah, so I'm a sport management major at Michigan, and this all started. I was when I was young, I was like really wanted to, try and be a NASCAR driver, make it, and we're still trying. But like then I was like, all right, I gotta have, and everyone knows you have to have sponsors. And I was learning that I was 14 or 13 racing go-karts, and I was like, I gotta get sponsors. So I took a sports marketing class my freshman year of high school and was super pumped about it. And I was like, this is really cool. I got a sponsor. I wrote them this letter, did all this said I was going to do all this marketing stuff with them. And that kind of like jump started my interest in it. And it's cool. It's creative, right? And but really it all stems from racing, sponsors, and wanting to promote the sport. So if racing does not work out, at least behind the wheel, I potentially like to work in the sport, whether it's the marketing side, promotion side, or the partnership side. But yeah, so I'm fast forward. I'm a sport management major at Michigan. It's really cool. We get to learn a lot about, marketing and partnerships, how that all works in sport, that's racing, man. That's everything. So it's been valuable, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I grew up a Michigan fan, grew up here in Dexter, Michigan. So 5 to 15 minutes outside of
In
Ann
Arbor.
Arbor, depending on how fast you drive.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I love it here. I've been my dad coached here, grew up here, and now I get to go here. It's super cool, but it's definitely interesting to also be doing racing, because a lot of the athletes here, it's Michigan. They're University of Michigan student athletes, and with me, it's a little bit different, and it has no affiliation to Michigan, but I'm still having to put in all that time and stuff. So it's been interesting, but it's been really good.
Yeah. All right. So kind of tell the audience where you're going to be at. The obviously you'll be at Berlin this weekend, but where are your next big races that you're going to be at?
Yeah, the next big ones, the ones that we circle on the calendar, is going to be Berlin with the Midwest Tour this weekend. Going to be our first race of the year. That's going to be interesting to, just our car should be good, but I'm a little bit nervous. Just I've never seen the track, and I'm gonna have to get out there with, like I said, 30 minutes of practice and like just figure it out. So, one race at a time, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we qualify into that top 10 or top 16 at least. And then we can just worry about getting our stuff ready to race and have a good run. But after that, I mean, the next big races, Midwest Modified Tour, is going to be at Flat Rock on the 27th. And then June 3rd, June 2nd, first and second's practice day. And they got some other preliminary races, and June 3rd's the big day, the downright awesome modified race. So it's 21,000 to win. And like I said earlier, it's going to be all the best of the best. That's our next big one. And after that, the Midwest races. So going to Toledo, going to Winchester in the fall, Owasso for the Midwest Tour. Those are some big races. But yeah, I mean, honestly, the way that they've done it, I mean, Owasso Speedway has stepped up the game big time. Rex Wheeler went and bought that place, and they repaved it, put a wall around it. They're going to put fence and big grandstands around it. They've invested so much money into that, and it didn't stop with just facility improvements. They're putting up 2,500, a race to win for us modifieds. And like, that's pretty big time for us. And they have 10,000 to win super late model races there. And they also have a big CRA race there. So every race there is going to be a big race. I feel like there's going to be full fields. So yeah, but that's where you can find us. And I'm excited. I hope everyone comes and checks out the modifieds. I hope we get a little more respect, because man, they're fun to drive. They're hard, and like we just put on, seems like we just find a way to put on good shows. I mean, most of these tracks do inverted starts. And the cars fall off quick. And guys are wheeling it. You can race side by side. You can, set guys up to pass them and stuff. There's really not much aero involved. So yeah, these cars are a lot of fun. And I think ultimately, as I progress through my career, I'm going to look back on driving these and be like, that's what taught me the most out of anything. But it all starts this Saturday. So
All right. Should be fun. All right, Luke, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. And the best of luck this season. We'll hope to have you on again sometime later in the year.
absolutely. Thanks so much for having me. Hopefully we'll get a big win here and come back on and break it down. But
Sounds
yeah, I
good.
appreciate you having me, Casey.